Hello, it's Dave Rawlings. I have a new sword and I'll talk about it. I think you'll like it, maybe you won't, might not be your cup of tea. Anyway, this is the Albion Yeoman. Everybody knows Albion, they're very, very good. They're very lovely. It's not about this sword. This is here for size comparison. This is the new sword. This is by Swordmaker. I'll put the link down below. And it's interesting. It's very, very, very interesting. First of all, I want you to imagine that you can smell how good this leather is. This is nice. Finish on this, beautiful. I want you to have a look, if you can, see the excellent tooling on the scabbard. Subtle, not too deep, but lovingly done. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've not undone the belt yet, so we're going to have a look. But first, have a look at the stitching. Kind of tasteful, strong, but still adds a certain brutality to the product, which I like. Notice that there's this flap starting here. And the reason for this flap is quite interesting. Now, the chap who made this, who again, I'll link everything down below, we don't have enough scabbards to really, really give a good idea of how all of these work. So he's made some assumptions and he's made some creative choices, which I really, really like. And the main one is, if I can undo this slowly, this flap here upon the back, which I don't know if you can see that, there, okay? Now you notice the little tabs, which can be tightened quite easily, but don't pull out completely, here. And this is because, obviously, as you can see, this is wider here than it is here. And this gives us an interesting scabbard. So basically underneath this will keep it from getting any damage to it, but underneath this here, there's a little bit of space to allow the falchion to come out. Okay, hence this loose point here. Now, very, very sensibly, he's put this on the back edge, interesting in itself, which means it won't get cut very easily, which is also lovely. So let's have a look at the falchion itself. Very, very interesting piece. As you can see, it has a short true edge, long edge here. A short long edge in itself is something amusing, but here, this is the sharp edge. There is also sharpness on the back here, but this is quite blunt and quite thick as well. It has a lot of forward balance. It balances around about here, okay, roughly, there, to give you an idea. Very, very lovely sharpening. You can tell that this is very, very much hand finished. There are ever such slight tooling marks from the construction process. It has a lot less clean finish to the fit and fittings than an Albion does, the sort of like the feel of machine polish. This feels like it's done by hand, but it's finished exquisitely. This is not criticism, this is something that makes it feel special. It's really, really lovely. It is a beast, I must say. It has chop to it. This, the Albion Yeoman, flows in the hand. This, once it starts fucking flowing, isn't stopping flowing, I think is the answer. It's a bit of a brutal weapon, and I like it a lot, sir. What I will point out, there's some interesting things being said about this. It's been hypothesised by a gentleman who I respect very, very much, that this is an attempt to make something which is better for dealing with armour, that it's something for punching through armour. I don't think so. My personal theory on this, my personal feeling, having handled it for a few minutes, is that you have an attempt to do two things with this. First of all, I think this is an attempt to put more focus, more energy into the point of percussion by isolating it from the rest of the blade. I think. This is my theory, no one else's. The other thing I point out is if you look at the curvature here, this curve back in towards the blade here, certainly I feel that when you're thrusting from various different angles, this kind of pulls it back slightly to where it needs to be, particularly from these angles here. It pulls up in a manner that I'd expect to want to use it if I was winding with it. Certainly from my right hand side, so if I was to do something here and do this, I feel that the point is being aligned by having that slight inward curve to it. So I think that this is more designed to bring the point back on for effective, more unarmoured thrust, or to thrust to an armoured point. So there's no guarantee as to which of us is right. I have no idea, but that's my feeling on it. Focus point and this to realign the thrust back towards the centre in whichever way we're using it. As with everything I've received in the last couple of months, I'm so fucking pleased with this. This is absolutely lovely. You'll notice it only has one fuller. Okay, there's no fuller on this side. There's one on this side. This is the same as the original. This is one of the things we kept. This, as I say, is a difference. There's 5mm more on this side, 5mm more on this side. It doesn't seem to cause any problems. Okay, this still moves well. It has a nice roll to it. Absolutely beautiful. Very happy. The fit and finish on this, there is nothing loose. There is nothing at all that would make you unhappy with this weapon. As I say, it is very much handmade, and with all handmade swords, do be aware that there will be a certain characteristic from hand tooling on it. And this has those, and it's beautiful for it. The leatherwork is tight, there's no shift on it, beautifully finished, simply finished as well. There's no attempt on this to sort of go, oh, this is a prestige weapon. It's a fucking brutal bit of kit, and it shows. This, I wouldn't want this to be, you know, so filigreed and twiddly and beautiful. Its function, its beauty comes from its brutality, but also it is finished exceptionally nicely, tastefully, not taking away from the character of the weapon in any way. So again, extremely happy. I will do some cutting with this. Please check out Swordmaker's website. I think his work is stunning. This is the first piece I've received from him. When I can afford it, I guarantee you I will get another piece. This is beautiful. So just to finish up, I wanted to give you a little tour of the sword up close so you can see what I mean about the very light tooling marks. So you can see the quality of the leatherwork, very good, very standard, very functional, but good quality leather. The blade itself, which is such a cruel beast and so beautiful, very well sharpened. He's done an excellent job. And then the scabbard, look at that engraving. Tooling on that is beautifully simple. Solid wood core as well, a wooden core as you'd imagine. And then again here, the detail of the leatherwork. And this seam here, again, this is deliberately loose. This is a flap. This isn't a mistake. He's done this deliberately with the catch tabs here, which allow you to tighten that once the sword is back in. Fantastic and beautiful work. Please do check out his website. I'll put the link directly after this. Take care.